Hello.
Hey, good morning. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, everybody.
Welcome to our Common Ground World Town Hall for the week. We imagine it'll be a pretty short one this week. It's just myself and Ninja Surprise here today. Everybody else is hard at work,
Day
so we
too
won't
much
have
on
as many.
Thanksgiving. That's really
Yeah,
why.
that's
Yeah. They're just,
everybody's recovering.
completely about to explode because they just had too much to eat.
It certainly felt that way for a couple days.
Now, how was your Thanksgiving, Michelle?
It was pretty good. Nothing super exciting. Classic Thanksgiving.
Would you
Turkey,
Yeah,
pie,
all the
mashed
classic
potatoes.
stuff. That's
Yeah,
good, that's
no
good.
cranberry sauce. I tend to avoid that cranberry sauce.
It's kinda nasty, yeah. All gushy and, like, I don't know what the hell they're putting into it, just like, diabetes sugar, you know?
Yeah, it's not my favorite thing in the world.
Def not,
Some
no.
of the best parts of Thanksgiving are the leftover turkey and stuffing sandwiches, though, for
That
days.
is the best part is when you actually have, like, the leftovers. I actually prefer the leftovers more to, like, the actual dinner, in my opinion.
All right,
See
let me
Lazy
get myself.
Lumberjacks here. Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, how's everyone else out there doing today?
And if you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe. That show us some love. We need some love. And join the Discord. If you haven't already, you might as well do that.
Yeah, come hang out in the Discord. It's a fun place most of the time.
It's fun. You'll be spending all your time there. You will not have a social life outside of it. It will be great. You'll just be in Discord all day.
Also, share this video with your friends, and there's a link right in the description to play the game. If they haven't played the game before, they can find it right there in the description. All right, we got enough people watching. Let's move on to some headlines that I don't know a ton about since I'm not usually the one that does them, but we're going to run through them anyway. The first headline I've got here is the roadmap. I know I asked yesterday a couple of team members, and the roadmap was almost done for today, but it did not get finalized, probably due to the holiday since some people were off. But hopefully, we'll have that for everybody, a nice visual roadmap of like the plans for how things are going and what we're doing and our progress coming up sometime this week. I'll make sure to ask on Monday and see if I can get any information and a final date for when that'll be out. What else we got? Rewards. A lot of rewards went out this week. Sorry that they got a little bit delayed. I think a lot of stuff got a little bit put on the back burner with the Gala chain stuff that was happening on the website, but they're all out now. So you got pumpkin pie, chocolate pie, and apple pie. Those rewards all went out. The Hasty Tractor Ghost cards also all went out. So everybody should be all caught up with rewards aside from this event that ends here in an hour. That's good. I don't think there was any other Zilli rewards that went out, though I do think that there are 2 or 3 people that are still missing Zilli rewards that I need to get distributed. So I apologize for the delay for those couple people. We have any other social media updates?
Oh, yeah. So we've been making some good progress with the marketing video that we're going to be putting onto the social media. And if you're wondering why, is this going to be an advertisement or what exactly this video is, because I'm sure that some of you guys might be wondering why I'm mentioning this during the town hall. It's basically going to be a little preview video that we're going to be pinning onto the Common Ground World social media channels such as the Instagram or the Twitter. So pretty much it's going to just be a fresh new video that's going to have some gameplay and some really cool animations for you guys to check out that our production team has been working really hard on. So other than that, as you know, we just started the month of December, and not only does that mean that's the holiday season, but also that we're going to be having some Zilli rewards get paid out to the top 25 participants on the Zilli Quest board, and those have been snapshotted and those have been recorded. So thanks again to those people and for everybody really that have been participating in the Zilli rewards, creating some really awesome content. So the reward is going to be revealed next week, and it's going to be paid out possibly the next time when the next set of rewards is going to be going out. So keep an eye out for those rewards once they go out as well. Yeah, so other than that, like I said before, it's the holiday season. We have a lot of exciting holiday stuff planned for town for Common Ground World, and we're looking into maybe doing a couple of contests or some other giveaways or just other events that could be really fun. So we're gonna have some more details on that coming up.
Awesome, thank you. I do love the holidays because we can do all kinds of fun giveaways and stuff. I think last year we did a 12 days of Christmas giveaway through Galeem. That was a lot of fun. I had a good time doing that, so hopefully this year's will be just as awesome.
Yeah, that was really fun. That was really exciting.
Let's move on to game updates. Looks like from Volcron, what I was told was that the main things that we're working on right now are guilds, NFT upgrades, and daily challenges. I know I've personally seen a lot of work going into daily challenges lately. I saw them, brainstorming through some daily challenges and working out how they would all work and making sure we've got all the right stuff to track all of that properly, making sure that, we know which NFTs are where they are for the right time so that claiming points works properly. So that's all, ongoing and testing has started. So we're definitely making progress there. It is, a lot of work since it's on the new game engine. It's the first time we've done anything like this here on this game engine. So bear with us as we work through it, but we're definitely getting there. I know that there's also been a lot of progress on NFT upgrades. They've got a good, I guess, roadmap. I don't know what other word I would use for it, for how those most recent NFTs are going to upgrade through their levels. And once that's all finalized, I'm sure we'll get that shared also. I don't have a lot of information here on game fixes. Looks like most of the fixes are data related. I know we've been working more on bigger projects recently and not so much on small bug fixes and stuff. There's hasn't been too many small bugs. We've been doing a really good job at releasing the game without any bugs, which is awesome. There are a couple big ones like big pathing issues and stuff that we still need to work out, but most of the stuff is most of the stuff's pretty bug free these days. So we're focusing on those bigger features and products. Let's see what's coming up next for the game here. Let's see, things that I've already leaked this week are that there will be Oak in next week's meta, that the next 2 weeks will both be old crafts, and that will be followed by 2 new crafts, and that there will be a new building coming out in January. Yes, JJ, I see your question. That's one of the big bugs that we're working on. It's been a few weeks. We've been trying to get that one sorted, the storages. I think it definitely has to do with either the diamond storage or the supreme storage or one of them. But we're definitely looking into that. QA is trying their hardest to reproduce it and find out exactly what the issue is so that engineers can start working on trying to fix it. I think that's all I have for upcoming content. We'll get more into what the next event is as we get later down here. Does anyone have any questions before I move on to questions that were submitted in the form? When credit card purchases? I don't know exactly when credit card purchases are going to be ready. That's not something that our team specifically is really involved in. We just kind of wait until the larger Gala Games platform team as a whole tells us that it's ready. So I'm not 100% sure. I know that they're close. I know that they're in talks. I know that work is happening, but I do not have an exact date for that because I'm not right in that project. Let's see. What does that say, Dash? I'm not quite sure what your question is, Dash. Gala chain integration inside the game doesn't really have anything to do with you being able to mint things from the treasure chest to Gala chain itself. The game has Gala chain integration. You can use your Gala chain NFTs. That's been live for, gosh, like a month and a half now. I think we launched on Gala chain, so that's been done. The treasure chest minting to Gala chain doesn't really have so much to do with the game itself having Gala chain integration. They're two totally different things. The Gala chain minting allowances for your treasure chest NFTs, that's just because we're switching from having a treasure chest to not having a treasure chest on the platform. So everything will be on Gala chain, and you'll have to go through that mint allowance to get it onto Gala chain from your treasure chest. The reason that we allowed that to like stay paused, I guess, for Common Ground games specifically is that we're really the only game that uses treasure chest NFTs. None of the other games use a treasure chest NFTs, so it doesn't have anything to do with them. But because we didn't want to force everybody all of a sudden in a 24-hour period to have to mint all of their NFTs out of the treasure chest, we decided to wait so that everybody had more time to plan and get ready and all of that while we switch everybody's NFTs over, while everyone switches their own NFTs over from the treasure chest to the Gala chain. So when are my treasure chests going to be moved to Gala chain? As soon as that allowance is ready from the platform side, you can do it yourself. I think some games already are live. I'm not 100% sure when the Common Ground World NFTs themselves are going to be set up as Gala chain allowances, but I would imagine pretty soon. I think they're doing it one game at a time. But again, that's not a project that I'm specifically involved in because that's on the chain side. So I don't know all of the exact details of that. We kind of just wait until they finish their work and they let us know, and then we let you guys know that it's good and ready to go. So if you have any other questions about that, let me know. What other questions do we have here? How about a special sale for Common Ground World in lieu of the Thanksgiving sale? For any players not having award distribution for 3 weeks could participate in the sale. I mean, the sale is still live, even though rewards got delayed. Those NFTs are still in the store. It was a Thanksgiving sale. It was the turkey statue was the one we did on Thanksgiving. That was the special sale for Thanksgiving. It's still right there in the store. It didn't sell out or anything, even though you got your rewards a little bit late. So it's all still there if you want it. Yeah, from Bazinga Math, rental system when? There's no direct plans to put like NFT rentals for Common Ground World in Common Ground World. We will have the guild work that we talk about on a regular basis, where you can put if you own an NFT, you can put your NFTs, or if you own a node, you can put your NFTs up there for other people in your guild to use. That's all we've really got so far for the game. I don't know if there's any plans for like a larger rental system for Gala chain as a whole. But for Common Ground World, that's the plan for now with the Townstar nodes and the guilds. Let's see, what other questions do we have here? It seems that metas do not compare to some normal metas. Can future metas have better rewards so they can have a chance against cookie cutter builds? I'm not 100% sure what that question means, unless the question is just about how sushi boats seem to always win in anything goes metas. We'll get there to the point where sushi boats don't always win. There's not an anything goes very often. I think our next one is the end of January, so it's not something we've got to worry about for a little while now. With Galachain now being live for Common Ground World, is crafting close or is still going to take a while? I honestly haven't heard much about crypto crafting. I don't think that the team, the platform team there, will be starting on that until after they're done working on the rest of Galachain stuff. So we probably won't really get an update on that for a bit still. I promise as soon as I know, you guys will also know. Dash. Day 11, my property locked up. I mean, it's in the treasure chest. It's still yours. We have made, I think, multiple announcements now saying that treasure chest minting was going to be down because we were doing stuff on the platform. It happens. Common Ground World game mode is extremely slow. Any chance to add auto sell? Any chance to reduce cost of clearing tiles? No, it's intentionally meant to be extremely slow. That was the point. There will not be auto sell added to the game because then you wouldn't ever have to check into the game ever again. So no, you will have to go in there and sell and then clear tiles yourself. That was the intention of the game, was to be like a nice, slow, casual game for people who like that kind of game. Lonely Island, I do not know exactly when treasure chest minting will be back. Again, I work on the common ground team, not on the platform team, so I don't know their deadlines. I imagine there'll be a global announcement when that time has come. Yes, Dash. The reason that we're allowing treasure chest NFTs currently is so that you can still use your treasure chest NFTs in the game. The other option was to both turn off treasure chest minting and not allow you to use them in the game the whole time. So we will be last on the list, and you will be allowed to use your treasure chest NFTs in the game through that time. When will daily earning NFTs return? We don't have an exact date for daily earning to return. There's still quite a bit of work that needs to do. I think there was a question in the form for that that I answered. So let me scroll down and see what I wrote here. So the things that we still need to get complete before daily NFT earnings can resume is the light paper itself. Right now, we've only done the read through of like a basic text of the general idea of what the light paper is going to be like, but we don't have the exact tokenomics or anything settled on yet. I know it's getting super close. I will try to get an announcement out next week with a date so that we know exactly when we might get a light paper out. But that first version probably will just be like iteration 1 of numbers that aren't exact, and that won't go live with the new token either. That'll be live with the dirt soft token initially while we kind of play around with those numbers and make sure that everything works perfectly live in a live environment. And then the new token will launch after that. So it'll probably be a while for daily earnings. If I had to estimate, I would say a couple more months still. So definitely not anytime super soon. Even just building the daily challenges and that process into the game is going to take a bit still. So we're definitely not ready for daily earnings yet. But the work is ongoing. LLL. You would think departments would talk to one another on shared cross-border items, but no, this is Gala. We do talk to each other. I'm just not at their meetings every morning, so I don't know exactly what their timelines are. I do have my own meetings to go to. So like I do know what's going on the broad picture, but I don't have any exact timelines for their progress. That is how businesses work generally. But we do communicate. I do know what's going on. I just don't have the exacts for you that you're looking for. Yeah, honestly, your best bet for that is to watch ahead of the game. Bitbender is way more involved in that process than I am personally. He's got all of that broad news. Those are every Thursday night. I forget exactly what time it is, but that was on last night. 3:30 Pacific, I'm being told, is what time ahead of the game is. So definitely check in on those. Ask Bitbender. He's got the answers to those questions that you're looking for. Those broad Gala Games questions. Let's see what other questions we've gotten here live. TradeBot, any news? Nope. As I keep saying, there will not be any news until we get crypto crafting in. Once we've got a set date for crypto crafting and we know that the TradeBot will be a real NFT soon, then we'll set the utility. The reason that we're doing it that way is because the game will likely go through changes and updates between now and then. And if we set a utility for the TradeBot now, and then in 4 months we get crypto crafting, it could be that we sold ourselves short on utility and already promised something when it could have been something way better if we had just waited. So we're going to wait, and we'll set that utility to the best it can be once crypto crafting is ready. Could buildings have more than one door since ghost doors can't come back? That feel like would be really hard for the engineers to do. I can certainly ask Volcron, but I don't think that that's going to be a thing. I think that the buildings are going to continue to have one door, and everyone will just have to deal with their workers walking in through a front door, which makes the most sense logically anyway. No, Dash, I cannot commit today to getting an answer on when the treasure chest NFTs will be able to be migrated. Like I said, the last I heard was after the holidays, and we're only through one of 3 holidays. So I don't have an exact date on when that will be. I imagine it'll still be a minute though. Let's see, any other questions out there before I move on to these ones that people asked in the forum? All right, let me move on to the ones in the forum. First question I got is, what is the AMA and a town hall? AMA just stands for Ask Me Anything. So we've got the forum so that people can ask questions if they want to ask questions. This is more of like a dev update than an AMA, which is why we changed the name to Town Hall. So it's still like a half AMA, half game dev update. Can the gas for Gala chain be fixed at 20 US dollars? That is not a question that I really have an answer to. I don't play a role in determining gas fees for Gala chain or anything. If you have any questions about Common Ground World, though, feel free to ask them in the forum. Questions like that about like broader Gala chain stuff, again, definitely check out Ahead of the Game with Bitbender. That's your best place to go for those kinds of questions. When will daily earnings and NFTs continue? So we already answered that. I said the things that we were waiting on were the daily challenges themselves. We do also need to get the in-game token spend figured out. That needs to get built into the game as well, so that people can spend their dirt or their new token or their Gala right inside the game to do things like upgrade their NFTs or work on that Common Ground Academy. We're gonna have to. I mean, that's gonna be an awesome part of the game when it's added, where you can use your tokens that you've won in previous events to upgrade all the speed workers or double all of your unit counts and all kinds of fun stuff for that Common Ground Academy, which I'm really excited to see get into the game. But that also has to be completed first so that we've got that whole loop in the tokenomics and it all works out properly. As I said, that tokenomics paper still is not ready, but it's definitely close. We did do the overview read through like a month ago now. And I imagine next week or the week after, we'll have an actual hard copy here with the first version of the draft put out for everybody publicly. And like I said earlier, again, that first iteration will probably be with dirt. And as it goes through the process and we get it all finalized and get everything perfected, we'll get a new token launched. The next question I have here says, when should we convert NFTs to Gala Chain? You can do that whenever you'd like to convert your NFTs to Gala Chain, or you can wait. The Ethereum-based NFTs do still work in the game. Once earning does go live, the Ethereum network-based NFTs won't be able to earn, but the Gala Chain NFTs will. That'll also be the same with upgradable NFTs. The ones that are upgradable will need to be on Gala Chain in order to be upgraded. They won't work if they're on Ethereum. But you can transfer those over to Gala Chain whenever you'd like, or you can hold off, whatever's easiest for you. There's no like deadline or anything set. Next question says, are all Townstar NFTs upgradable in the future or just the newer Common Ground World NFTs? Right now, the only plan for any upgradable NFTs are those 2 most recent Common Ground World NFTs. There aren't any plans to make previous NFTs upgradable. They're definitely, it could happen. It is a possibility, but most of them were sold at the top rarity where they would end up after upgrades. So there's really nowhere to go. They can't really be upgraded farther. They're already at that max level based on rarity. So it's more likely that newer NFTs will be upgradable and not so much the older NFTs, but there are some stuff that could be upgraded still. So we'll see. And I think the only other one I have here is a suggestion. It says, can we have the option to move around our NFTs within the Gala inventory? There are absolutely too many storages in my inventory, and majority of them I do not need. Before, all the water fountains were at the top, and now they're all over the place. We should be able to structure our NFTs according to our priorities. I totally agree with that. I definitely think the game could use a little bit more user friendliness. And we are working on stuff like that. I think it's a couple of times now the inventories have been readjusted and rearranged. I know we've talked about favorites and shortcut keys and all of that. So that stuff is definitely on our mind. I assure you, making the game more user friendly for everybody, so customizable and all that. And that's all I have for live questions. Do you guys have any more questions for me in the Discord? I haven't been looking in Discord. Or would you like me to move on to the meta announcement? Yeah, Dubstep, a favorites tab would be awesome. I totally agree with that. Don't forget, guys, I play the game too, so I feel you when you have to apply all of your ghost cards and place all of your NFTs one at a time. I feel you. No, Tokalash, I don't think you'll be able to upgrade your Alpha Fountain OK to an Alpha Fountain Majestic. All right, Poison said go to meta, so we're going to the meta. Let's do it. Let me scroll down here. So the next meta we have is going to be Rocking Horses. I know a bunch of you guessed it this week since I was giving out leaks saying that it was old and it would have oak in it. So yes, Rocking Horses. We're also changing them from requiring 4 oak, which I think is what they usually require, to 6 oak, and that's going to be a permanent change. So there will be more oak. I imagine we're going to be changing some crafts so that they require more materials in the coming days. And that's just one of them. A lot of stuff is returning to standard values, like the oak barrels, the pumpkins, the milk, the Pinot Noir grapes, and then baguettes, 4 cheese pizza, pumpkin pie, and Pinot Noir returning to their standard star values this week, back to normal. Cash boosts we've got for this week are apples are still cash boosted. I think this is the last week for cash boosted apples, though. And then we've got iron, which is going to be at 10,000, and oak wood, not oak barrels this week, oak wood, from $300 to $1,000 for each oak wood that you sell. And then just star boosts are rocking horses only. It's going from 1,200 to 100,000. The biome is a plains north. The edge tiles are plains to the north, mountain to the east, and then south and west are both river. I don't have an image this week, but I will gather one before I make the announcement later this afternoon. So you will get an image of that town later today. Trade times for this next event are 80 seconds for the standard depot and 40 for the express depots. It's also going to be 2 gas for the standard and only 1 gas for the express depot or the express pier. That's all I have for the meta. We do have a sale also, which I believe is going live today. That is the Mistletoe Arch. It's a rare NFT. It's $150, and that is a 2-tile radius once it's placed, and it's going to do a 35% boost to oak tree craft time within that 2-tile radius. So if you're looking for more oak, this Mistletoe Arch is the way to get it. It does stack with the oak tree ghost cards. I forget what those are called, but there are ghost cards for oak trees, and it will stack with that. It also will apply to the legendary oak tree farms as well as the in-game oak tree farms. O Town, the biome is plains. I said that already, but I can repeat that again. The edges, again, are plains to the north, mountain to the east, and then river to the south and the west, and I will get an image posted of it with the announcement later. See, most of these questions are the same ones that I've answered a bunch of times already today. When can we move treasure chest NFTs to Gala Chain directly? As soon as you get that allowance, you'll see it in your treasure chest. It'll say Gala Chain allowance. As soon as that pops up, then you can swap things over to Gala Chain directly. Dubstep, yes, it should stack with Hatchet Hanks. I will double check with QA and make sure that that was also verified, but it should. I like your suggestion of 10 oak wood poison for rocking horses. We are definitely looking at adding more ingredients to those higher end tier crafts so that less of them are made, just to work on balancing the game a little bit more. I think that'll be a fun way to balance the game on top of just adjusting points and craft time and cash values. So definitely stay tuned for some changes. we have any other questions for anything I can answer before we head out? I don't know if Ninja Surprise has anything else he'd like to say.
No, I mean, seems you hit the nail on the head, and I just wanted to say thanks to Farmer Michelle for sticking with the AMA for this week. It's tough coming up here, and she's much more knowledgeable on Common Ground World than I am, and I think that she really did a great job today handling this all by herself. So yeah, give a round of emoji applause for Michelle.
Well, thank you. See, one other question about Jimmy. I don't know what the plans are for Jimmy. I do think it would be super cool if Jimmy came back. I would love to see some type of team competitions. I know I started playing Town Star back when everybody was just playing on teams, and I honestly had a blast playing on teams where we would have like a group of 6 people making blue steel, and like one person's town would just be making lumber, and another person's town would just be making iron. You'd be swapping things around between towns. I really enjoyed that part of the game a lot, but it did end up causing a lot of issues with cheating where people would create a secondary account just to use Jimmy, and they'd plop a town next to their town so that they could just keep getting free gas. They would like delete the town, make a new town, and it did cause some problems. So if Jimmy does come back, we will have to figure out how to make it so that people can't abuse Jimmy. But I do really like Jimmy, and I would love to see him come back someday. I think he's still with the aliens. I'll have to see if I can figure out where he's even at these days. Everybody who's watching out there, don't forget to like and subscribe. I know that a lot of you have not liked and subscribed, so let's do that now. Don't forget to
Smash
share it with
that
your
like button.
friends. Yeah, smash it. Again, there's a link to play the game right in the description. So if you share with your friends and you want them to play the game, you want them to listen to me talk for however long I've been sitting here talking for, half an hour or so, share it with your friends. Get them to like and subscribe also. Yep, and we are going to head out and get back to work for the day. And you all have a great rest of your day. I'll get those announcements out soon. And thanks for joining us.
Thanks, guys. Take care.